I've done this notes about 50 times. I still can't really decide which ones I want to do. Either way, these what we're working on today is translations, and I gave you a set of notes, but I thought those notes were like way too all over the place, and so I redid the notes. So if you want a copy, just tell me and I'll meet you with a copy of this one. If not, you just can use this video, and he doesn't need to do the translation notes. He just needs to do the worksheets behind it. Okay, James. I always talk like I'm talking to Miss Chambers and not James. I don't know why. So James, I'm talking to you. All right. So you're beginning your transformation unit, and there's 4 types of transformations. You have dilations, translations, reflections, and rotations. So a transformation is a change in the size, shape, or position of a figure. So geometry is a shape. So it's either going to change position, sizes, or shapes, depending on what you're doing. And today we're talking about translations. Okay. A translation is a transformation which moves each point of the figure the same distance in the same direction. And when we do the math, it'll become easier. The resulting figure after the transformation is called the image, and that'll make sense down the road of the original figure. So let's start with the example. So if you look here, it starts off, sometime the figure's already plotted for you, sometime it is not. But I always, want you guys to read. So it says triangle ABC is translated 1 unit to the right, 4 units up. Draw the image, and then they have the A, and these little tick marks, these are called prime marks. So I just say tick marks, but this is primes. So this is going to be your image. So this is going to be the one that you draw, like the end image. So this is prime. So it's always denoted with a letter, but the letter has a little tick mark. Okay, down here your pre-image. This is your original or your starting image. It's just regular letters. So if you see, it doesn't have the little tick marks. That's going to make a difference. So those little simple things you have to take on. So we're starting with this triangle, right? And they're saying all we're doing is we're taking each one of the vertices, each one of these points, A, B, C, and we are moving them to to slide the image. It doesn't change. It's going to be the same direction. It's going to be the same size. So the only thing it's doing is moving, okay? So then it says 1 unit to the right and 4 units up. So if I was to do B, so just say 1 unit to the right. So that's here, and then so I'm going from this point, 1 unit to the right and 4 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I'm doing. And that's going to be my B prime with my little tick mark right there. And I'm going to do C, 1 unit to the right, 4 units up. So 1 unit over to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to end up being my C prime. Okay, and then I'm going to do A the same way, 1 unit to the right, and then 4 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to be my A prime. When I connect it with my straight edge, if you see it, it's going to be the same. So I'm just going to connect it to my straight edge, which means with a straight edge, which it could be is a ruler or anything that make your line straight. So the size and shape does not change. The position does not change. The only thing when you translate something is just slides. So that's all you're doing. Now, they want you to write the coordinates down here. So I'm going to be stating the coordinates. And all I'm going to do, remember, you're starting at the 0. We did this earlier in the year. So you're starting at your 0, and you're just stating the coordinates. So for A prime, so it'd be at the 2. So my X is a 2, and I'm going 1. So this would be 2, 1. That's my point. All you're doing is stating your coordinate points. So your B prime, so you start at your 0, so you're going over, so you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going up to 4, because that's where B is. So it'll be 4 and 4, that's B prime. And then they want your C prime, and you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to the 5, and then up to the 2. So 5, 2. Okay, now we did that earlier in the year when we was just plotting points. Now you have to. So this is how the translation is denoted. So sometimes it depends. So you will see it won't tell you that. It will tell you like actually what are you doing. So when you look here, all this is saying this is called your translation. And this video may be a little bit longer. Notation. That means when you see this, you know to translate. So if you look, these are regular coordinates, x, y. All they're doing is x, y. So what they're saying is when you look at these, so what was these moves? These moves is telling me to go 1 unit to the right. So if you look at your coordinate plane, your x's have to do with the what? With your right. So the x's have to do with the right and the left. So if you start here at the origin, and this is my x right here, then when I move to the right, I'm on the x-axis. When I move to the left, I'm on the x-axis. So therefore, when I say 1 unit to the right, then that means that I am adding 1. And all it means is my original figure, they gave me the coordinates right here. That's all my x's for my original. If I added 1 to each one of these, I would end up with my new x's because this is x and this is y. And if you add 1 to each one of the x's, you're going to end up with that number. Okay? And then what else did it say? It said 4 units up. So you remember, so you're starting here, you're looking at the y-axis. If you go up, that's positive. If you go down, that's negative. So that means that they told me 4 units up, so I'm plussing 4 to each one. And just like I did my x's, I'm doing the same thing. If I was to go right here to these coordinates and I added 4 to each one of these, it would give me my y's over here. Okay? That's pretty much translations, but I'm going to work example. That was example 1. Let's do example 2. And even though, because I'm using that pen, that's kind of a little sticky, but I like the fact of the matter, I think this is a good worksheet. So first of all, sometimes your pre-images, your original is not plotted. So this is the step. Sometimes you have to plot it first. So if you look here, these are regular letters. So this is just my pre-images, I haven't translated anything yet. So first of all, I'm going to plot this. So it says J is 0, 2. So I'm going to start right here at my 0, and I'm going to go over to 2. So 0 on the X, and I'm going to go up to 2. 0, 2. That is going to be my J. Hold on just a minute. And so then I'm going to label this as just J. Okay? And then 3, 4. So I'm going to start my 0. I'm going to go to 3, go up to 4. And that's going to be my K. Okay? And then 5, 1 is going to be my L. Start my 0, go to my 5, and go up to 1. And that's going to be my L. So this is just my image before I've translated. This is just my original. Okay. In this video, you may have to pause it, stop, because I think it's going to be fairly long. Seems like it. All right. Now, that's the first step, because normally if it's plotted, you don't have to. Now, it says that now you want to do the same thing. You want to draw, right, your J prime, K prime, and L prime, and here's the translation. So after translations are 4 units to the left. So that's 4 units to the left. So that means that I am going 4 units to the left. I'm going to write that. Well, I don't have to, because 4 units to the left and then 5 units up. So I'm going every one 4 units to the left and then 5 units up. Let me get a different color. And so I'm starting. Remember, you're only doing your endpoints. 4 units to the left, 5 units up. So my 4 units to the left. So it'll be what? I'm starting here. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. And then what do they say? 5 up. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that should give me my J prime. Do my K. 4 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that should give me my K prime. Exact amount of spaces. And then you're going to have, I'm going to do my L same way. What is it? 4 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to give me my L prime. Now, when I connect it, it should be the exact same shape, exact same position. So exact same size, position, everything. All it's doing is sliding. It's not turning. It's not flipping. Okay? Looks right. Now, they want me to state these coordinates. So if I state these coordinates, this would be what? Negative 4, 7. My K prime is what? Negative 1, 9. and my L prime, positive 1, 6, looks like to me. Now, they want us to also now write this rule. Remember, we're writing it, the notation rule. So remember, this is X, this is Y. So what did I do? If I went 5 units to the left has to do with my X's. Remember, this is my X axis. So left means I actually subtracted 4 from my X's. And then I went 5 units up. Remember, up has to do with your Y. So I'm going to add 5. Okay? So it says, tell more about this figure. Is it congruent or similar? This figure is congruent. Congruent means everything equal. Similar means it's proportional. So similar shapes, they may change size, right? So therefore, congruency has to be the exact same size, exact same shape. So it is congruent, because we're going to write that. So it's congruent. Because it's the same size and same shape. Okay, translation locations. So therefore, let's talk about this. X coordinate, when you add, right, I'm going to give you the words, okay? So when you add to the X coordinate, you're going to the right. That's the word. When you subtract, you're going to the left. Y coordinate, when you add, you're going up, and then you're going down. So when you see those words, you know which coordinate you're working with, okay? So that's that. Let's move on. Let's see what your example 3 is. Example 3. So it says, which general rule describes the translation shown? So they've shown you, remember, this is your original, LMN. And then you're going to have to, the translation is how did they get to the prime. You don't have to do all 3 of them. If you count, make sure you do 1. So therefore, I'm going to put my X here and my Y here. Remember, X is always first. So I'm just going to do M because it's just easier. So you know with the X, you're either going left or right. So if I'm going from this M to this M prime, I'm going over how many to the right? That means I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because that's the row that my M is on. So I'm adding 6 to all of my X's, so I'm plussing 6. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then to get to that M prime, I'm going up what? 2, so I'm adding 2 to each one, so I'm plussing 2 right here. And if you did the same thing, so on the end, if you went over to 6 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you went up to 1, 2, it would give you your N prime, and your L prime would be the same. Because remember, you do the same things to each point. So this is my last one. And then for this long video, so the first thing we're going to do is not graph 4s. We want to graph our pre-image, our original. So I said graph these points. So you have 0, 3. So remember, you always start at your origin. You're going up to 3. And that's going to be your letter O. I'm trying to get it where I can see what I've done here. So that is going to be your T. So I'm going to put T right here. Okay. And then the next one is going to be 2, 4. So I'm going 2 up to 4. And that's going to be my U. And then I'm going to do 5, negative 1. So 5 and then down 1. And that's going to be my V. And then I want to connect them. Okay. So that's my original. That's my pre-image. Okay. Now it says translate. So if I'm going on the X's down 3, then that means I'm going 3 to the left. I like that. So they said I'm going to answer C because it says I'm going 3 to the left and then 1 down. So therefore, in words, what are we going to be doing? We're going 3 to the left because that number is subtracting, and then we're going, that number is also subtracting. We're going 1 down. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take every last one of them to do my, they want us to actually draw the prime one. So that's D. It says draw the image T prime, U prime, and V prime. I just get a different color. And so remember, it's going to stay the same position, same shape, it's just going to slide. So this T, what am I going to do? I'm going to do 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3, and 1 down. So that's going to give me my T prime with a little tick mark. And then I'm doing my U, 3 to the left, 1 down, 1, 2, 3, 1 down. That gives me my U prime. And then 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3, and 1 down. And that's going to give me my V prime. And I'm connecting it with my straight edge. So same is congruent. Everything's still equal. Now, they want me to identify the coordinates. So just start at your 0 like you know how to do. And my T is going to be what? -3, +2. And then my U is going to be what? -1, +3. And then my V is going to be +2, -2. Those are my coordinates. Just plotting those points from there. And if you wanted to, you could have taken all these. So you could take this one, all the x's, and subtracted 3 from them. And that should give you your answer. And you should be able to take all of the y's and subtract 1 from it. And that would have given you your answer. Now, last one we have to do is F. F using, okay, so they are using now, they want you to translate this prime one to create prime prime. And what you're going to do, you're going x3 plus 3. So I'm doing what? 3 to the right. I should do this in a different color. I'm going to write it in a different color so I can stick to it. So this is 3 to the right. And that y is subtracting, so that'd be 3 to the right, 3 down. Okay, so 3 to the right, 3 down. So I'm doing this one. So it says use the image T prime, U prime, V prime, and then you're going to translate using this information. So I'm starting there. I'm going 3 to the right, and then 3 down. So this is 3 to the right. I'm just going to do T first because that's what I came to. 1, 2, 3, and 3 down. Shoot. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's right here. And so that would give me my T prime prime with the 2 tick marks. And then I'm going to do the same thing with U. 3 to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be kind of in between there. So it's U prime prime. And then 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. So it's here. And then V prime prime. And then connect. And you'll be done. Again, if you want a sheet, you just need to let me know and I'll meet you with it because I changed your notes. These are better notes. I might change all your notes. Not really sure. All right. So this is your if you don't have to do the notes like that. The first worksheet, you just need to do the translation stuff behind it. If you want these notes, just let me know and I'll send them to you or meet you with them.